Hello everyone and welcome to Richard Burns Rally. This is the first of the new games, and as you can probably tell by the title, it's also our first theme, which I mentioned, and that's rallying. Now I'm going to do a little bit of comparison to Gran Turismo with it as well, because obviously that's the core game we've been playing for a while. But this is a game I've had for quite a while and never really played, and I've only played it slightly on the keyboard when it first came out in a demo, and that's it really. But these are some of the options I've got set up. As you can see, you got sensitivity on the right, so you can test stuff, you can test handbrake, clutch brakes and stuff like that. And there are all the options available. So the buttons are obviously on the steering wheel, just for ease of use. And as you can see there, force feedback on full, so it's a bit of a workout. Now I did do a recording previous to this, where I did the beginning of the driving school, but it didn't record very well, as if you follow me on Twitter you'll have seen that. So this is the advanced driving school now, and we're just going to look at a few things. So as you can hear in the background, we have instruction, and it's basically like license tests on Gran Turismo. You've got to do each one before you can advance to the next one, and then these really help you learn. Now because this game is actually really difficult, as I found out, and as you'll see in a second, you actually have to listen and actually learn, because you'll see here you've got performance evaluations. You've got to hit the greens to have a really good one. Oranges are just pass and red to fail. And you have to hit all these targets and do them. So this is the first one. I was just trying to get to this camera there, so it's sort of like the realism view. So we're in the driving seat, so we set off in first, second, try and go for the handbrake, completely misjudge it and go wide. So, you know, straight away we're struggling. This license test I thought I'd include because it includes left foot braking. I've talked about that in the past. So essentially this is using left foot braking for a slightly different purpose. Usually we sort of left foot brake and sort of brake while accelerating to stop on the steer. But basically what we're trying to do here, because it's on gravel, is cause the car to oversteer more. And so we're not allowed to take our foot off the throttle, and then we're just using the brake to try and induce oversteer, as you just heard there. So I just thought I'd show you this run. Now this is, as I just mentioned, this is a rerun. So I've done this test before and it took me quite a while to get used to. This time I do it first time, but it's not as good as this evaluation. You always get one of these first to show you how it's done. Now as you can see there, goes straight in, gets the car sideways and straight out again, and then over the crest. So then I'm obviously going to try this now, and I do it alright. I pass it. I pass this one, but it's not as dramatic as the one you just seen there. So I keep the brake, I keep the foot to the floor. It's no real oversteer there, but I do get around the corner, so I do pass that test, but to me not as good as what they expect. So this is the evaluation. So obviously we saw that example. This is me, and you'll see the ghost there accelerating away, which shows you the difficulty of the game straight away, the fact that I'm losing out to the AI instantly. But I make it round and I get a perfect, even though to me it wasn't perfect, but there we go. So this one is a similar test to Gran Turismo. It's start and stop, but on gravel, and initially it can be quite difficult, but they give you a set speed to hit and then you just do it off that really. I accidentally went into neutral there when I should have stayed in first gear, but you know, when you're just learning a game you do silly mistakes like that. So there we go, accelerating away. Now as a first impression for this game, I love these license tests. I wish the license test was in Gran Turismo was difficult as this, because this is really difficult. Now this is a figure of 8. Now this is a replay of one of my runs, and I've got the steering wheel on 900 degrees, so it's actually a lot of turning in the wheel to even try and get the car to slide. You'll see there I'm just trying as hard as I can to get the car to slide and then to keep the slide going, which I don't actually do. So there we go, we got a bit of a slide, lasts for quite a while, but then I put too much power on, oversteer too much, then I've got to bring it all back. Generally though, because it's so difficult and I've got force feedback on full, it's actually a pretty big workout for your arms as well, because you're constantly going as fast as you can. Now like Gran Turismo, the last part of the rally school is a full rally stage, special stage. Now a rally is made up of many stages. This is just one that you got to do. and this is my first ever run at this stage, and we'll just follow this through and see how I get on. But basically, this whole last special stage on the rally school sets in the realization of how difficult this game is and how fun it will be. Because to me, difficulty is fun. So if something's hard, the challenge of actually doing it and beating it is actually, that's where the fun lies. And I find it actually quite realistic, this. Now I've been in a rally, I've never driven a rally car, but I've been in one. And oh, I've gone off there slightly, but when I was in the car, you obviously have to get the car in early, you have to know what the car's doing. And with this game, you find yourself having to do lots of different little techniques to get the car to turn and do what you want it to do. So here, I've gone in too fast, smashed the window screen right there. But I'm actually having to use the previous tests, sort of the techniques that I'm using. So here, I try a bit of a Scandinavian flick, it doesn't quite go so well there, but then I continue on again. So I come around this right-hander, and at this point I'm thinking, where's the finish, you know? But first we got a Ford, now, and we roll it. And at this point I didn't know where the car was. Now, one thing I didn't like about this first rally school is they never talked about Fords in that at all. You sort of heard Ford and you're like, oh, okay, what do I do? But as you saw there, in the first part, the car got unstable, in the second part, just bounced it right over. Now this is the realization of how much time you've got to gain. So I've got to go faster, faster, faster. Here I was trying to push harder. The rear's locked and the car spun round. Tried to spin it round and end up in a ditch. This double forward again, bang, offsets the car and then hit the second one and I go rolling once again. But the fact it's that difficult, I've got to get a really fast time and try and get around these. So there, I'm being aggressive, hit the stone, and then that's the end of that one. Now there is damage in this game. I only tested it because I ran into a building just to test it, and then the water temperature went off the charts. But this is my final run. This is a run I actually do it in, but you'll see how aggressive I am with the car. In fact, I only know the course because I've done it for 20 minutes, and I'm sort of like, right, okay, I know the course now. If I didn't know it, this is the thing that's mad about this game, is obviously a rally is made up of many stages. You're not going to do a stage more than once for quite a while. You're suddenly having to listen to the co-driver and adapt. This game is going to be really, really difficult. And as a first impression for a rally simulator, that is awesome, because you're now having to listen to a co-driver and adapt really, really quickly and figure out, okay, medium left, medium fast left, 90 right, what am I going to do for this corner? What do I expect when I get there? What can I use when I get there? And you're sort of doing that all the way to the corner, and you're quickly adapting to that situation. So as a first impression, this game is really, really amazing. As you can see here, get through the Ford, I straight line it, don't want to offset the car in any way, shape or form. So we're coming near the end of the sector now. I've got to do this in 80 seconds, which is, no sorry, 84 seconds, 1 minute 24 I've got to do it in. And we're quite near the end now. But yeah, as first impressions, this game is really top notch, and I'm going to bring you more footage of this game of rallying. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.